Hey there, I'm Amy McRuddy, your premier real estateologist. I'm retired real estate attorney, practiced real estate law in Florida for 30 years, and now I am a real estate broker associate. So I'm here today to bring you this video on the fabulous Pompano Beach. The cool thing about Pompano is it's really stealing the spotlight from Miami and Fort Lauderdale and all of the cities that we've heard of more. So if you have never heard of Pompano Beach, watch this quick video just to give you an overview of the city. It's fantastic, and there's still opportunity here. So let's look at the map and talk about Pompano Beach because it's pretty big. It goes from the Atlantic Ocean all the way west to about the Turnpike, and then you're going to hit Coconut Creek, another fabulous little city. But we're going to talk about Pompano today, and we're going to look at the ocean front stuff. So we're going to break it down between the ocean and the intracoastal, where you're going to see primarily condos. And then we're going to go from the intracoastal to 95, where it's kind of what we call Old Town, the historic section and canal section of Pompano Beach. And then between 95 and the Turnpike, we have fabulous golf communities, Harris Casino, and all the fabulous restaurants there, and Top Golf, and all of that. So let's look at the map. Okay, so we have the map up. Let me put my glasses on so I can go along with you on this. All right, Pompano Beach. Show me what you got. Okay. So if you look at, how do I make this bigger? Oh yeah, enter full screen. Bam. Okay, so here we are with the map of Pompano Beach. You can see it covers a lot of real estate, relatively speaking, in Broward County. It's these little red dots here. So I'm starting from the north, Pompano Beach. It kind of dips up into close to Boca, close to Del Rey. Pompano Beach Highlands, look at the red. Here, I'm just going to follow the little red. Look, then it whips out west, runs along the Florida Turnpike, and down to almost Commercial Boulevard. Runs around, dips around, and goes all the way out to the beach. So there are your boundaries, the city of Pompano Beach. So now let's get rid of this and not show it. Goodbye. Okay. So we're looking at, first we're going to run from the ocean west. So I like to break it up between the intracoastal. There's the intracoastal waterway. It runs all the way up to the northeast. So how a lot of people bring their boats down. Lighthouse Point, I think it used to be a part of Pompano, but now they've actually broken off and created their own little municipality. But Lighthouse Point, if you're looking in the Pompano area, Lighthouse Point is the ritzy part of Pompano Beach. You're going to have the more expensive homes here. Why? Waterfront, baby. Look at that. All of these water friendly canals right off the intracoastal, right out from the ocean. So you come in on the Hillsborough Inlet and up the intracoastal and the canal, boom, go home. So Lighthouse Point is a beautiful part of what I still consider Pompano Beach, even though it's in its own. Then you have the Highlands, which is west of Federal. Let me stay on the ocean. Hold on, I digress. And we shoot down more into down to the pier. It's fabulous. Look at that pier. Let's see, let's bring it up. They've spent millions of dollars on this pier in the fishing village in Pompano Beach, and it really is beautiful. It's well maintained. It's beautiful. It's relaxing, and all the things you would imagine living on a beach are. And it's a whole lot less expensive to live on Pompano Beach than to live on the beach in Miami or the beach in Fort Lauderdale. Just clicking through those pictures for you. These are accurate pictures. Then they have Pompano Beach Fishing Village close to the pier. It's pretty cool. There are some fabulous restaurants there, all different types of cuisine right there on the ocean. I mean, you sit there and you have to hold your napkin on your lap, baby, because that wind is whipping when you sit out there and eat on the ocean. And the food's really good at every single restaurant there. So you actually get a good environment and good food. And I don't know, for someone who's lived in South Florida for so many years, it is hard to get that combination. You're usually able to get a fabulous location and terrible food, or great food, but it's not on the beach. So anyway, that's the fabulousness of living on the ocean in Pompano Beach. Let me get out of this pier. Back to the map. So the pier is fabulous. Kilwin's ice cream there. These are where all the restaurants are, and the fishing pier. You've got East Atlantic Boulevard. Atlantic Boulevard is your divider between north and south of Pompano. You'll either live on North Ocean Boulevard or South Ocean Boulevard when you live over on the beach. Atlantic is your divider. And you can see most of these houses here, most of these properties here on the beach, on Briny, etc., right on the sand, they're condos. They're just that land is just too valuable to keep single family houses on anymore. You'll see some single family houses tucked in more in these streets off of A1A, which is the beachy road, or on the intracoastal. All these. So there's a lot of single family homes here as well. The cool thing too about Pompano Beach, here's how you know that it's really catching on, because the Waldorf Astoria and the Ritz-Carlton and the W are investing millions here. They're building beautiful condo developments with the Ritz and the Waldorf Astoria rated amenities. So if they're investing in there, something's happening. So I still think Pompano, even though the prices have gone up in the past decade and longer, it's still a great place to invest. And it's still less expensive than Fort Lauderdale and Miami. And it's the same ocean. So if you're looking to invest on the ocean, I think Pompano is the bang for your buck. And if you're looking to invest in a golf course community, I think Pompano is great, as well as Boca Raton. So we'll do a different video on Boca. But Pompano is great. The other cool thing about Pompano is its location. I'm bouncing around a little bit. So if you see that Pompano Beach still kind of around here, it's really like dead center in Broward County. This is pretty much like Broward County right here, this big circle. And it's on the north end of the county, but as far as access to airports, restaurants, things to do in other municipalities, it's pretty dead center, in my opinion. So, I mean, you can get to the Miami airport in about an hour. You can get to Fort Lauderdale International Airport in about a half hour. You can get to Palm Beach International Airport, and you can get over to the Pompano Airfield for private airport, and to watch the Goodyear blimp, which I love doing. All right, let's see. So basically just kind of think about Pompano Beach as Fort Lauderdale's cool, more affordable cousin. Cleaner beaches, bigger lots, and fewer tourists. But otherwise, it's the same ocean. It's the same kind of streets. It's the same street lights. All the infrastructure is the same. So that's the deal on Pompano. Okay, so we went over the beach area here from Lighthouse Point down to Lauderdale by the Sea. That's the next town you're going to hit. So it's a lot of beach that Pompano sits on. And there are the many affordable, well, I would say affordable. It's getting expensive. Okay, so now I think a condo, average price of a condo on the beach in Pompano is about 600,000. You can find them less if you want to renovate and put in a new kitchen and new bathrooms and completely renovate the condo, oceanfront condo. So they're about in the sixes, up to the multi-millions if you're buying those fabulous units that the Ritz and the Waldorf Astoria are building. And the W has some pretty nice ones too. And that might work for people who are not going to move down here permanently, because the W will let you lease your condos out to tourists, and they'll even do it for you and all that. If you want to look into that, just hit me up in the comments, give me a text or give me an email, and we'll look into that deeper. But just know that you're about in the sixes unless you want to buy a real handyman special for an oceanfront condo. But do be mindful that the prices are climbing. And I think when the Ritz is done and the Waldorf Astoria is done, it's only going to bring the values up. But, I have another video about buying a condo in Florida. Be careful. If you're going to use a different realtor than me, because I know what I'm doing, so I'll know the questions to ask. But if you're going to use somebody different, make sure your realtor knows to check the condition of those condos, especially the older ones, because there are some older ones there from the 60s, 70s, even 50s probably. Probably not too many from the 50s. If they are, they're probably like 2 or 3 stories. But the older condos from the 60s and 70s, watch out for the assessments and the solvency of the association and the insurance coverage, et cetera. There's a lot to think about when you're buying a condo in Florida, anywhere. But there's a lot of them in Pompano, so be mindful if you're leaning towards a condo, you have to proceed with caution. And like any other business person who's buying an investment, make sure all your bases are covered. So then, let me see. So there's the pier. So we've got the center of Pompano Beach. Then we've got the canal area. So now I'm going to go west of the intracoastal here. And you see all this little canal. I call this kind of the canal section of Pompano. So these houses are cool. They've probably been there since the 50s and 60s. Ranch, concrete block houses mostly. Some of them are getting torn down and new construction and contemporary design homes are getting put there. But it's lovely to live over here in the canal section because you put yourself a nice little tiki bar or a chicky hut in your backyard and enjoy that lovely weather and wonderful vibe. You're going to have in your boat in the back or your jet ski in the back. And I noticed that if you buy over here, though, you're going to have fixed bridges. So if you have a large boat or yacht that needs to get out to the ocean, that's tall and needs to get out without fixed bridges in the way, this is not your area. Look at the intracoastal, live on the intracoastal, live on all these canals up in Lighthouse Point. It's fabulous if you have a large yacht or a sailboat and you need to get out to the river without fixed bridges. This is the area for your more chill Margaritaville vibe because you have fixed bridges. You have US 1 that you have to go under, and that's really it. You really only have one fixed bridge to go under to get to the intracoastal to get out to the ocean, which is pretty good, one fixed bridge. So those houses are going to be, depending on condition, running around the 800,000 to 1.2 million. You might get some in the 6s or 7s, but you better be prepared to renovate from top to bottom, from cast iron plumbing to the roof. But that might be your jam, just to get on that water there, buy it, get a deal, and build it the way you want to build it. So I just wanted to point out the canal section. This here, let me see where we're at, 95. This here is kind of the historical section, historic, Old Town, off of Atlantic, and this is Dixie Highway. This is really the historic section of Pompano all around here. Great deals over here. I mean, I just did a closing for a friend of mine. She got a house. It needs a little love, but she got it for like $320,000. I mean, that is cheap for a 3-2 home. So you have, this is great for first-time home buyers, investors, because I love this little area and I think it's going to appreciate in value. These houses too have kind of bigger lots and kind of big houses too. So it's a great little neighborhood. Let's see if I can zoom in on the lot sizes. Then you have a lot of irregular shape, but it's cool. It's nice size homes and nice size houses that are appreciating fast. Here's that air park I was telling you about. So it's a private airport, but also it's where the Goodyear blimp takes off from, which I love seeing the Goodyear blimp. So see, you got a private airport. They call it the air park. Don't know why. If you're moving down to South Florida, there's the Goodyear blimp. the Pompano Airport, and if you own a plane, the Pompano Air Park is a very convenient place to take off from. Pompano City Center, Community Park, and this whole green area here, there's also the amphitheater, which is fabulous. They have really good live music there from entertainers that you know and local entertainers, but also some big deal performers. And so we got the lakes. Okay, see, so I broke it up. It's pretty big, right? You go from the ocean to the intracoastal, from the intracoastal to 95. It's a lot. You got the lakes, the canal section, and Old Town. And then we go from 95 to the turnpike. Over here you have roads, a lot of small industrial condos. So if you have, I've sold a lot of those little condos in there to guys that have Maseratis and Lamborghinis and all the things, because you can get like 1,000 square foot warehouse in there for about 350,000. So this is a good little area if you have toys or if you want to just own your extra storage. There's a lot of good warehouses over here. There's a pickleball complex. Look at that. I didn't know that. And then you have the Walmart and all the suburban shopping. Lots of great shopping and great restaurants and great things to do. There's the Harrah's Pompano Beach destination that's still under construction. I mean, the casino's done, but the complex is going to be huge. And they also have a top golf over there, driving range, which is fun. So this is all the casino pictures here. I'm looking on the Google Maps. It's all the casino, but there's, let me see if I can get to the top golf next to it. If I zoom in, stop that. Here we go. Top Golf Pompano Beach. If you don't know what Top Golf is, it's fabulous. It's a great driving range. It's really fun. You get some food, you get to play golf, you get to party. And it's a driving range it's pretty cool. And they set it up with different games so you can, have some goal other than just distance when you're doing the driving range. It's set up like that. 1, 2, 3 stories. It's pretty cool. It's lots of fun. So over there by Top Golf and the casino, we have the Wyndham and we have Palm Air. So Palm Air is this, I think it's like 16 acres. Palm Air Country Club. I have another video on Palm Air. So if you like golfing and you want affordable condos or villas, this is the place to go. Palm Air is one of the best deals in the county, really. And plenty of inventory. And it's always moving the inventory, so the prices don't go crazy. And over here, very close, is the Fort Lauderdale. This is Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport. So again, if you're a pilot or you have a private plane, another second really close airport for you. And there's also the soccer stadium here. So if you like soccer, super close. That's out of the city limits of Pompano, but it's adjacent. So that shows you just how convenient Pompano is. So really, it's a golfer's paradise over here on the west side of town. And on the east side, you're talking boating and water canal lifestyle, or just chill city, old historic lifestyle. So for sure, just know that Pompano is getting a facelift. And I'm not talking like a Miami bougie ass facelift. I'm talking just a facelift that will retain the old Florida vibe. It still retains the old Florida vibe. So it's pretty cool. And for nature lovers, if you're out by that air park where the blimp is, there are great bicycle trails out there. And then, of course, you can go up by the Hillsborough Inlet and look around over there. So let's talk a little bit about cost of living. Cost of living here is pretty much the same as Fort Lauderdale and stuff when it comes to restaurant prices and shopping and things like that. But the cost to acquire property is slightly lower, and it's on the east side. So if you like being on the east side away from the Everglades and closer to the ocean, Pompano's something to definitely look at. So again, if you want more information on Pompano, I'm just doing this quick long form video here for you. Don't forget, text me, WhatsApp me, email me, call me, whatever way you want to reach me. I'd love to talk about Pompano Beach because I love Pompano Beach. I actually had a investment property in Pompano Beach for, I think about 2017 to 2025, 8 years. And I did great with it. I had a little art studio there because I do blacksmithing as a hobby. And I bought that property for that purpose and I used it for a while, but I grew out of it. So then I bought myself a warehouse. But that property in Pompano was fabulous. And I doubled my money. So I bought it, I used it, and I doubled my money on the out. So there are opportunities in Pompano. They also have like a arts center there. What do they call it? Center for Performing Arts that they just built. So they're really Atlantic and Dixie. Yeah, it should be there. It's right next to City Hall. Pompano Beach Cultural Center. There it is. So they're throwing a lot of money into Pompano. So I think it's a good bet for a Florida investment. Very nice. And also, your minutes from I-95, your minutes from Federal Highway, your minutes to Dixie Highway, where you can get things done there. Like that's where all the boat repair guys are, auto mechanics. I mean, you need all these resources. And if you live in Fort Lauderdale or other places south, most of the time the people in Lauderdale are driving up to Pompano because that's where these guys that know what they're doing have their shops. And we're also seeing like retirees that are, I hate to use the word downsizing, right sizing. They're moving from like Boca to Pompano just to still stay on the beach, but have a better bang for their buck and downsize because they finished raising the family. Now it's time to live on the ocean, and that's that. So basically, if you want a laid back beach lifestyle, but you still need proximity to everything, Pompano Beach is your sweet spot. Take off my glasses. And thank you for joining me on this map video of Pompano Beach. I'm Amy McGrady, your premier real estateologist, retired real estate attorney, out of the office, into the streets, out here to get you the best deal. Please hit the little bell to get notifications. Please subscribe to my channel and share this video if you know anyone interested or thinking about Pompano Beach. Again, thanks, love, and peace.